Welcome to our 5 on 5. We're pleased to be joined by Ashland Police Deputy Chief Corey Falls. Corey, good to see you. How are you today?
I'm great. Thanks for having me today.
All right, so tell us, the You Have Options program, something you've been very involved in. What exactly is this?
It is our response to dealing with adults in sexual assault. And how this came about was, first of all, sexual assault and the reporting of sexual assault, at least to law enforcement, is the most underreported crime in the United States. And there's plenty of information to back that out and back that up. And that's because of numerous barriers that come with reporting a sexual assault. We identified in our organization that not addressing a lot of these barriers when it comes to victims to reporting sexual assault, we would often get inaccurate or incomplete information. And of course, our job in law enforcement is to keep people safe, give people the resources they need, take predators off the street so they're not victimizing citizens within our community. Well, we can't do that with inaccurate information or no information at all. So that was the basis of our program. We wanted to certainly be an organization where we could increase reporting. The only way we could go after people victimizing victims is if we knew more about it. So we identified a couple things we wanted to do within our organization. We wanted to increase reporting, and we wanted to try to identify serial perpetrators.
Okay, and so when you try and increase reporting, how do you go about that? Are you just, coming onto programs like ours and getting the word out and asking people to report, or is there, I imagine there's much more to it than that?
It is, and our program specifically addresses some of the barriers to underreporting. And our program we call it a victim-centered, offender-focused response. And what I mean by that is a victim-centered is we allow victims options. And victim can tell us what they want to tell us, when they want to tell us. We allow, our You Have Options program has a website, and there's 3 different ways that you can report on the website. You can give an information report only, just give information. We can do a partial investigation, or they can do a complete investigation. And we don't force a victim one way or the other to make a decision. If they want to disengage from an investigation, we allow them to do that. And these options, working with the victim in this victim-centered approach, we feel is a good way to overcome those barriers and allow victims to come forward.
Very good. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Much more with DC Falls in a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, we're here with Ashland Police Deputy Chief Corey Falls. So, Corey, you guys have been doing this for a couple of years now. Are you finding success? Are you finding it's making a difference?
We are. A couple of positive things about our program is we are getting positive feedback from victims. Victims who originally just want to give us information are coming back and saying, I want to do a complete investigation. We're also having victims that are telling people to report, and we're getting other information other than sexual assaults because people trust that they can come tell us about crimes in the city. So that's a positive thing. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and now it's also branching out. This started in your department, and you guys are going national, international. I mean, this is something that's successful, and it's moving out.
It is, and our program is, we are preparing it for national implementation. Wow. And that's been positive. I think how we got on the map originally is we started doing this about 3.5 years ago. A detective in our organization started talking to victims and our sexual assault response team partners and other professional partners in the valley as to what would be a good response to addressing sexual assault issues. And I also attended a national conference just this last fall on violence against women by the International Association of Chiefs of Police. And this program came up as a best practice. I think this is the movement in law enforcement. And then the Department of Defense, they've been wanting to address some of their issues with sexual assault. In May of this year, the Congress talked to the Secretary of Defense and said, we want you to put a panel together to start talking about sexual assault and what's going on so we can address it. And they convened a panel, 5 of them which were picked by the Secretary of Defense, 2 of them from the Armed Services Committee from the Senate, and 2 from the Armed Services Committee from the House of Representatives to make up a 9-person panel, just to look at the issues of sexual assault. So the Department of Defense asked the International Association of Chiefs of Police, who has the best practice out there in law enforcement in regards to sexual assault, and they said, Ashland Police Department.
Very impressive.
Sure, yes.
Yeah, that's very cool. Congratulations. Thanks for coming by.
Well, thank you.
Appreciate it. Stay with us. We'll be right back.